The 21 local boards are very, very important to the whole infrastructure of Auckland Council. What I think about these council-controlled organisations is that they are perhaps splintered. Is that the word for it? Because they seem to be doing their own little jobs and not working in together. They need to communicate together, work together, because how many times do you see developments and they put down a fantastic infrastructure of roading, 6 months later, up comes the water, up gets redone and going, what are you doing? We need to look at a plan, say, okay, that CCO, water care, yep, got to go in there. Roading, AT, yes, it's got to go in there. Let's all do it together, fellas. Let's get it all done so it's only done once, it's completed, and it's actually structurally done so the developers can actually build their whole settlement around on a great roading and great setup. They need to work in together as a team. The financial deficit that the Auckland Council in at the moment is quite distressing. It's a priority because the expenditure is getting a little bit out of hand and there's no easy answer. But my philosophy is we've got priorities and then we've got the nice to haves. We're going to concentrate on our priorities because we want to reduce our debt level, because then everything else reduces and it becomes a balance. You can't have fiscal policy where you're in debt all the time and then having to catch up by charging our constituents and our ratepayers. We can't expect our constituents to keep on paying the rates for our blunders. That's not how businesses work. You know, I'm part of Auckland Council now. I take responsibility for what I'm doing. The priorities for expenditure for Auckland Council, to my mind, needs to be in transport. The infrastructure is there. We need to tweak it. We need to improve it. You know what we need to do? We need to ask the people what they want, because they're the ones that are jumping on the transportation to use. So why not listen to what they're saying? Assets are important to save in the area, because whenever you come down to business, if you're going to do borrowing for a start, you've got to have assets as equity to go against. You sell your assets, you have nothing. All you've got to rely on is the revenue coming on from what you charge for rates, for rentals, for other aspects, transportation, the fares on that. So you're limiting yourself as to how far you can actually go. And you can't expand a city without having the assets. Central government, I can work in well with them. You have to find that happy medium. You have to find that area that you can work in together to get the best results. Central government does have a lot of legislation that rules Auckland Council, but what's stopping Auckland Council saying, nah, not for this, not for our city? Auckland needs to vote for me and not the other candidates, is because I'm the real deal. I'm Gary Brown. It's time for common sense, and it's time to make your Auckland a place to be proud of.